Hi everyone, my name is Elizabeth and I am going to be talking to you about how music can facilitate second language learning. I have chosen to look into how music can facilitate language learners because we hear music every day in our lives, especially with the technology that is readily available to students as well as teachers. In addition, many students have shown that music is a very good tool for memorization as well as attention. It has been proven that the use of background music during lectures, vocabulary decoding, or group reading is a cornerstone of accelerated learning techniques. Some of the themes I'm going to be talking to you about are the theories of multiple intelligences, classroom environment, benefits, assessment, as well as dialects and codes and cultures. In any given classroom in this day and age, you will have a variety of different learning styles, which makes learning a language that much more difficult, as well as that much harder to teach. Music is one form of teaching that can allow many different learning styles an opportunity to learn. Howard Gardner proposed the theory of multiple intelligences in the early 1980s, which states that people have different ways of learning. Music can be shown in video form, movement, and singing. Teachers can use different forms of media to allow students to learn through music, such as the radio, singing songs together or on their own, as well as videos and instruments. Music can also help those learners who learn best with visual aids, such as a music video, and bodily kinesthetic learners. This can be shown through making a song or using instruments to sing a song in a different language. The classroom environment. Music can help us to remember learning experiences and information. Music can also create a highly focused learning state in which vocabulary and reading material is absorbed at a great rate. Certain music will create a positive learning atmosphere and help students to feel welcome to participate in their learning experience. In this way, also has a great effect upon students' attitude and motivation to learn. Learning a new language can be very stressful for some students, and music is a good way to create a positive classroom environment which will allow students to learn in a less stressful way. Students can use their own creativity in a way that makes learning easiest for each individual student or group of students. Music has also been shown to improve attention and focus. One study has shown that music can reduce tension in the classroom, creating a more favorable climate, as well as increasing the emotional tone, which will in turn help motivate students to study in a foreign language. It is essential to create a positive classroom environment to help students learn, especially when they are learning in a different language. Phonics, dialects, and culture. Each language has their own sounds and mouth movements. Singing can help increase those sounds and allow students to make those movements and practice those movements with their mouths more freely. As we know, most students who are learning a second language will not normally use a standard dialect, but more often and more of an informal dialect when communicating in their community. Music will allow students to discover this informal dialect of other language, since a majority of the time they will be using this type of dialect. Repetition of these phrases and words through music will help students to remember. As well, studies have shown that music is one of the most common languages used outside the classroom. Historically, cultures have explained and taught through the use of song and music phrases. Helping students understand these songs and phrases will further help them in their language learning and to understand different cultures. Research has shown that 5% to 10% of school-age children have some sort of language disorder. Music can help teachers identify these language disorders and see which students are pronouncing words incorrectly. Assessment can be carried out by allowing students to listen to songs and then having them fill in the missing words while also listening to the song. This will help students with their writing as well as their listening skills. Teachers can also use a song as a tool for a writing response, as well as having their students create their own song. The repetition of singing and pronouncing words will help students learn at an accelerated rate as well as remember the words that they're learning. These are the references that I used for my presentation. Thank you for listening.